In this video, I'll be showing you how to prepare your board for adding the solid side rails. The goal here is to create a perfectly flat surface between your top and bottom strips and the side rail frame piece, so that your side rail material can be glued flat. First, you need to trim the strips that are hanging over the frame like you did for the bottom. I used a Japanese pole saw and tried to get as close as I could to the frame, leaving maybe a 1/4 inch excess that I will flush trim later. Next, I used my saw to remove the small tabs where my rib pieces intersect with the side rail. And then I used a chisel to scrape off the dried polyurethane glue on the side rail pieces. If you're not comfortable with, or you don't own a flush trim bit or a router, you can definitely just use a hand plane and a little elbow grease to create a flat side rail surface. In this case, use a hand plane around the board to remove any remaining overhanging material, and then just finish with a sanding block. If you are using a flush trim router bit, make sure that you've scraped off all the excess glue and there's no obstructions in the way of your router bit bearing on the side rail pieces. Then lower your router bit so that the bearing is about a 1/4 inch below your strips, and then slowly start traveling around the perimeter of your board in a counterclockwise direction. Each board and wood species is a little different, so you need to pay attention to your unique grain direction so your router does not cause tear out and potentially damage the top or the bottom surface of your board. Also, you want to be especially careful around any knot holes. When in doubt, use a hand plane or a sander to reduce the risk of damage. Also, because of the curvature of the top of your board, your router is not going to create a perfectly flat surface with your rail pieces, so you still will need to go back around and finish with a hand plane and a flat piece of sandpaper using the side rail piece as your reference guide. And that's pretty much it for this step. You should have a perfectly flat surface all the way around your board that you're going to be adding your side rail material to soon.